Finally, something is actually happening with Cyberpunk 2077. I'll talk about that in just a moment. Plus, we have to talk about this one right here. It's a brand new Cyberpunk Battle Royale game with narrative-driven story elements. It's very different, but it comes from director Neil Blomkamp. You guys know him. He directed District 9, but he also has dabbled in video games before. He brought us the short for Anthem, which I always have been impressed by this. I wanted to see a full-blown movie, maybe a TV series, but it never happened. I still want them to return to Anthem. But anyway, he is venturing into the cyberpunk genre. We have to talk about it. Plus, there's a new Cyberpunk 2077 story, which has been revealed by Dark Horse Comics. We're going to talk about that as well, and a bunch more. So let's get into this headline right here. First of all, it says Cyberpunk 2023 expansion needs to be revealed in 2022. I wholeheartedly agree with this one. It says Cyberpunk is no stranger to bad press, but revealing its 2023 expansion this year could keep conversations focused on the game's future. And yeah, we really need to hear more about Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red has gone radio silent once again, and you can see the community is just dropping off. The interest in the game is just dying off since update 1.5, since the next gen update, and I'm scratching my head wondering, what are they doing? So it says this right here: CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk has had its fair share of publicity since its launch in 2020. Most of the conversations around the game may have initially been fairly negative. However, in recent months, the team behind the epic sci-fi action RPG has managed to turn the tide and garner some more positive attention thanks to the work it's put into bringing the game up to a level that fans are happy with, for the most part, I guess you would say. Now it says, it's understandable that CD Projekt Red may be a little gun-shy when it comes to making a big announcement, but it's important to keep Cyberpunk in the cultural conversation to ensure it maintains a dedicated and vibrant fan base. I couldn't agree with this statement more, and they really need to up their social media presence, in my opinion. Talk about Cyberpunk a little bit more, in just my humble opinion, and its more immediate future. We need to know also what's going on in 2022 with the free DLC. Now, today we do have some good news at the very least. Check this out right here. If we go over to the Steam database, we have this right here that yes, they are working officially on something. We have a new update to the dev branch, the internal dev branch right here, only 16 hours ago, which means that they are testing out perhaps a new update, free DLC. Something is happening with Cyberpunk, which always indicates that we're getting closer and closer to perhaps a new patch, or even that free DLC that a lot of us have been looking out for. So hopefully this actually happens and we get something in summer. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I was thinking would happen originally. We'll have to wait and see, of course, for an official announcement, and I'll let you guys know what happens with that as well. But yeah, some interesting things going on with the job listings. We have a level designer job listing for Cyberpunk 2077. The actual description here is very interesting. If I can zoom it in a little bit for you all. It says CD Projekt Red is looking for an experienced, talented, and creative level designer to join the team. The person in this position will be responsible for preparing sketches and maps for mission-based locations, constructing levels in the editor with existing meshes and tools, and also for creating and balancing memorable combat encounters that will thrill and excite our players. If you're ready to take on such a challenge, don't hesitate and apply. That's interesting. They're wanting to use existing assets, it seems, to build new, perhaps map spaces, levels, which may mean that they do want to expand Night City in its current form. That's what a lot of people really want to see, of course, is them to fully flesh out the Night City experience, have the inside of the buildings fleshed out with interiors and that sort of thing, the mega buildings fully realized. That's what I would love to see. But yeah, again, we're going to have to wait and see what they do with the expansion, if it takes place in Night City or takes us to a brand new city. That's going to be interesting. Now, we got to talk about this headline right here. District 9 director Neil Blomkamp's new game is a Cyberpunk Battle Royale. Say hello to Off the Grid. And they did post a trailer, and it says at the bottom, game footage powered by Unreal Engine 5. So this is an Unreal Engine 5 game. It should look sharp. Apparently this is in engine. It looks pretty impressive, but I'm really curious about the details. more than anything else. Yes, it is Battle Royale, but they're doing something very, very different with this. So let's go ahead and talk about it right now. First of all, this game is going to be coming out apparently next year, but you know how delays work. We'll have to see if that actually pans out. So it goes on to say this: Gunzilla Games promises a next-generation Battle Royale with a strong focus on narrative progression, with Richard K. Morgan, lead writer of Crysis 2 and author of Altered Carbon, writing the script, and Blomkamp serving as chief visionary officer. That's excellent news. The stuff he makes is amazing in my opinion. I love District 9 and his other works on his YouTube channel. Now, it goes on to say this: Off the Grid pits 150 players against each other, but PvE, player versus environment, story missions will also take place on the map in real time, with player actions affecting how the story and therefore other people's gameplay, unfolds. So that's the interesting twist here, and I think that's what mostly interests me about this one. I myself don't get involved too much in Battle Royale games, although I dabble here and there, but I like the single player stuff, the story. So if they're able to successfully add that in there and have successful moments with that, despite you not getting in first place every single time, I think that could be somewhat addicting. I'm curious to see how they pull that off. Now, it says here, with Off the Grid, our ambition is not only to create the Battle Royale 2.0 by adding deep player progression, but to build an evolving world design to take on a life of its own, changing in unexpected ways each time a player rejoins the game, said Blomkamp. So yeah, again, I don't want to overhype this, but he continues saying this: with an innovative approach to the Battle Royale core session flow and a deep narrative experience, we add purpose to each element of the game, allowing players to revisit the OTG world repeatedly, where there's always something new to find and explore, and for us to expand upon. Very interesting. So it sounds like they also want to perhaps expand this game down the road as well. Now, I also wanted to talk about this one as well, because you guys know that I am also covering a little game called Starfield. I did a recent video on this one. It looks like it's going to be at Summer Game Fest, as teased by that trailer. Check out my most recent video about that. Guys, stay up to date on Starfield on my channel. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I do think that there is something going to be amazing there. We'll have to wait and find out, but I myself think it's going to be pretty cool. Now, this is an interesting discussion I stumbled upon out on the Cyberpunk community, and it's a pretty big one right here because a lot of people want to see this for the expansion. Let me know if that's you. It says this right here: my most anticipated character in upcoming expansion is Morgan Blackhand, best solo merc in Night City. We also need to know what truly happened in 2023 events, not the one Johnny wanted us to see. Yeah, there's so many rumors and theories behind that one. But this is not confirmed. There's no confirmation that the expansion would revolve around Morgan Blackhand, though that would be really, really cool to perhaps see him as a playable character, considering they tease him throughout the game, and people are scratching their heads wondering what's up with that. But also, check this out right here. We have an exclusive Dark Horse debuts first pages from Cyberpunk Blackout comic series. Dark Horse unveils a handful of pages for the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 comic titled Cyberpunk Blackout, and it looks quite promising. Yeah, they showcase some art pieces here. I'll link it in the description below, but I read through this and it's definitely interesting, and it shows the depressing side of Night City from all perspectives, from poverty, middle class, to the rich. It shows that people are addicted to brain dances. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fascinating one, and I can't wait for it to release. It releases this June, so look out for that one for sure. Now, also on the side of this other mysterious game that Molasses Flood is developing for CD Projekt, it's either going to be The Witcher or a Cyberpunk game. They're looking for more talent to join their roster here. Check this out. It says, we're looking for a 3D environmental artist and a 3D character artist to support the Molasses Flood development studio team. If you want to bring the vivid world of an upcoming game to life, apply now. So I'm curious to see what this is. So many theories. You know, it seems like they're very interested in going all in on the Witcher franchise. And, you know, also perhaps they want to keep Cyberpunk going in the background. That could be a good idea, but we just don't know exactly if it's going to be Witcher or Cyberpunk. And a lot of you guys still want to see Cyberpunk. All right, so now it's time to go over your most recent comments from my last Cyberpunk video, which was about, guess what? Cyberpunk leaks. So check this out right here. It says new Cyberpunk leaks. Free DLCs, CD Projekt Red's current mindset towards the post-launch. To me, it seems like the developers right now are in a very weird spot. A lot of them want to keep going with Cyberpunk as indicated by what they're saying on social media and in their streams. But expansion pack 1 has to do well. That's just the facts. It has to do amazing for them to even consider moving on to another expansion pack. But anyway, let's see what your opinions are on this one. We have Vin RP World, who says, hear me out. I love the Witcher series, Witcher 3 being in my top 5 games of all time, but I wish CD Projekt Red puts all, if not most, of their time and resources into Cyberpunk. The game has insane potential, and with years of post-launch content and support, this game can truly be what it was meant to be. The world of Cyberpunk is way too in-depth to just throw it away with an update here and there. Just my thoughts. Yeah, you know, I wish they would go all in on this one. They're so busy right now preparing for this next Witcher game, the Unreal Engine 5. And you can see, I feel like you can kind of feel that they do want to go all in with this one, but they need to hire a ton more people. And you can see that on their job listing page. And I don't know if they're struggling with getting more people on board, but a lot of the jobs have not been fulfilled on the job listing page. Now we have Sam, who says this right here. I'd like to see more interactability with the world, casinos, party, strippers, hangovers, companions, pet, etc. The city life seems dead. The NPCs are dumb. The police is broken. We need bounty plus advanced police. Also, why can't I sit down and relax with a drink? Why can't I play mini games, lean against the wall, interact more with the world? Yeah, you know, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately, by the way, and you could sit down practically anywhere in that game. Sit down in really stupid spots as well. But I've always wondered, like, scratch my head, why wasn't that more in Cyberpunk as well? All right, so there it is, everyone. The latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. We also have this brand new game coming up here off the grid. I'm super curious about it, despite it being a battle royale game, but anything Cyberpunk lately has my attention, and considering it is by Neil Blomkamp, I am very, very curious. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.